Recently I had somebody ask me which one I would prefer, the Glock 19 or the M&P9 compact that I have. So I thought about this for a minute, and I thought I'd come up with some criteria to compare the two objectively, because I don't want anybody to think I really don't have any investment in either brand. I love Glocks, I love Smith & Wessons, and so I came up with this criteria that works for me as far as a concealed carry gun, and came up with 5 criteria. I know there's a lot more things you could come up with out there, and some of them bleed into this criteria, but the criteria that I came up with was accuracy, weight, comfort of carry, capacity, and trigger. So went ahead and made a little comparison kind of on a chart of from 0 to 10, 10 being the best, and compared them, and I'll show what my comparison for those was at the end of this video. But I would like to say I really like both of these handguns. I love Glocks, I love Smith & Wesson, pretty much almost any major manufacturer. I'm not a fanboy of really any product. If it goes bang and it feels good and I can shoot it accurately, that's pretty much all I need. But in my comparison, the Glock came out a little bit ahead. It came out a little better in like the weight and just ease, the comfort of carry, and just a tiny bit, but somehow the way it's managed, it just feels easier to carry. It's just a tiny bit slimmer, which I know sounds odd that the Glock would be slimmer, but it is. And also the capacity, obviously, having 15+1 as compared to 12+1 for me is a big advantage. The trigger was also a pretty big advantage for the Glock for me. Well, I shouldn't say pretty big, but it was an advantage. It's a little more crisp. The resets, you know, you can feel it a lot easier. It's much more audible. I could get used to either trigger, but I think just out of the box, the Glock has a little better trigger. Accuracy, it's a draw on that. I think I could be just as accurate with either one, just depending on how much I used it and how much I trained with it. But you can look at the charts I came up with and let me know what you think. So both of these are fully loaded, one in the chamber. So the M&P9 compact has 12, one in the chamber that's 13 rounds. And the weight on this in ounces is 30.20 ounces. The G19 fully loaded, 15 in the mag, one in the chamber. And the weight on this is 30.15 ounces. So it's kind of hard to tell from this camera angle, but the M&P9 compact is just a tiny bit wider than the Glock. You know, that seems odd. I guess the shape, it's got the rounded edges on the slide that kind of make it appear maybe not quite as thick, but wish I had some calipers here to measure that.